Hi, everyone. It's Dr. Roe, the blood lady, the urine lady, the starch lady, your poop lady. Yes, even your water lady.com. So, this year we are, of course, faced with the holiday seasons once again. And I want to make it as simple as possible for you to understand that you can still enjoy the holidays and not have to give up your favorite foods and traditions. You just want to do it in a healthy manner. And that would require proper food combining. So, as you know, I'm whole food plant based, and I try not to eat any meat, eggs, dairy, or oil for blood health. And, my life in the microscope is a testimony of how you can correct your organs, your tissues, and your blood by the foods that you eat and the beverages that you drink. And so when you go out of that realm and you want to indulge on, say Thanksgiving or Christmas or New Year's or Valentine's Day with a box of chocolates or whatever, a hot dog on the 4th of July, whatever you want to do. If that's your holiday thing and it has to be done, or your life will end suddenly because you didn't get that piece of meat, then it's really, really important that you not combine starches and proteins at the same meal. You're going to need about 4 to 5 hours after a starchy meal before you incorporate any kind of protein. And you're going to need 5 to 8 hours, 6 at a minimum, 5 to 6 as a minimum, in order to have protein. So how that looks is you would have, let's say if we were talking about Thanksgiving, you would have maybe your mashed potatoes and your stuffing and your sweet potatoes with those little marshmallows on top for, say, brunch, with a bunch of vegetables like your green bean casserole and your salads and things like that, the cranberry sauce, whatever. And then maybe about early afternoon, maybe about 1 or 2, you decide to have a piece of Aunt Martha's pumpkin pie. Now, Aunt Martha's pumpkin pie is almost all pumpkin. It's going to have some carbohydrate in there and probably some fat in the crust. And we're trying to avoid that, putting the fat with the starches and things like that. But if you do that, have that pie, and then that's maybe about, say, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Then maybe at about 5:30, 6 o'clock, that's when you could pull the bird out of the oven, have a piece of turkey with some more of that green bean casserole and salads, and not have any potatoes or stuffing or any of that with that particular meal on that plate. The turkey's going to take longer to get out of your system. It's going to fight with the carbohydrates if it is on the same meal, because your body releases hydrochloric acid to break down proteins, animal proteins, dairy and meat, eggs, things like that, that you have not chewed to liquid when it left your main track of digestion, which is your chewing. And it's going to release that hydrochloric acid to break down those bits. Now, if you're eating a starchy meal, your body's going to release more alkaline from your alkalophil glands in order to help break down those starches. But when you put acid and alkaline in the same vessel, it neutralizes each other and cancels each other out. So then you have to take more hydrochloric acid, you have to make more alkaline. Then your body says, well, that wasn't enough. We got to make some more acid. We got to make some more alkaline. It just keeps canceling each other out until you're just bloated and distended and farting. I mean, it's just the the drill. And so what you want to do instead, and keep your relatives awake at the same time. They didn't travel to visit and spend time with you just to fall asleep on your couch. And it's not the tryptophan in the turkey, for example, on Thanksgiving Day. They want to blame everybody being sleepy on the tryptophan in the turkey. Well, if that were the case, then Subway or any of the other Subway shops, sub shops would have, gone out of business with people falling asleep at, stop signs after having a turkey sandwich. You'd have to eat copious amounts of turkey in order to get enough tryptophan to make you sleepy. But when your body puts out all that acid and now that alkaline repeatedly and depletes those glands, in order for them to replenish and for you to heal, You have to go to sleep. Your body heals only while you're sleeping. That's why it's so important to get rest when you're ill. And so that sleep time replenishes it. But while you were dreaming, nobody happened to tell you in your little dream that you shouldn't go back to eating that turkey sandwich on a bun when you wake up. It should be separate. Starches and vegetables, 4 to 5 hours before a protein meal, with meats and things like that, and vegetables. And if you were to swap that, let's say you were to have your turkey first because you wanted to eat earlier in the day, you'd have to wait a longer period of time. So let me show you how that works. Let me share my screen. All right. And see if I can get this to go here. All right, here we go. You can see this now. All right. So if I animate this, we can walk through this little demonstration for you. So this is a pH scale, and it goes from 1 to 14, and 7 is neutral. Now, going to 6, down to 5, 4, and so on, it's not just 1 point, it's 10 times greater, 100 times, 1,000, 10,000. By the time you get down to where coffee and such is, it's like 100,000 times more acidic. Same thing applies when you're raising the pH like we do in our water systems. It's 10, 100, and by the time we get it to the 9 to 10.5, it's about 1,000 times more alkaline than base neutral, which is right where we want it to be. And you'll see the foods that are listed there. But let's say that you've got coffee that starts out at 2.0, just like a lemon, but coffee goes to a negative 25 when you eat it. Lemons go, however, to 9.9, right where we wanted your water and such. Cucumbers start out at 3.0, where soda and Gatorade are, but soda and Gatorade go to a negative 18, where cucumbers go to a positive 31.5. It's one of the most alkalizing foods you could eat. But let's say you have 3 beakers or 3 containers, and you put the same exact food in each container. And let's say you put acid in one container, it's going to dissolve the food that's in that container. If you put straight up alkaline in a container, it's going to do the same thing because they're exact opposites. You can clean the kitchen with alkaline or acid, but if you put both, remember, above 7 is alkaline, below is acid, 7 being neutral. It's going to just make the burps and farts and complaining and miserable feelings increase because it will not break down. Veggies alone by themselves take 2 to 3 hours to break down and leave your stomach. Veggies and carbs, 3 to 4. Veggies and proteins, 4 to 5. And if you put them all together, you're going to need 24 to 48 hours for them to break down completely and leave your stomach. And by then, you've added several other meals. So this is why we want to really concentrate on proper food combining and not over taxing this body system in order for you to enjoy a favorite holiday. You're going to get all those flavors in. You're going to still get all those favorite traditions and recipes, but you just don't want to do them all on the same plate. That's where the mistake comes in. That's where the misery starts. That's where all that inflammation is going to begin. And back to the note of inflammation, for example, I have so many clients that have lived with chronic pain for decades, that as soon as they stop eating the meat, the eggs, the dairy, and the oil, the pain goes away and it doesn't come back. It doesn't come back unless they splurge and go a little crazy and start throwing back in the meat, the eggs, the dairy, and the oil. I could get testimonial after testimonial on that for that particular ailment, but it goes beyond that. Like how it was able to reduce and eliminate the tumors that I had in my breast back in 2009. They'd already done a hysterectomy because I had tumors on my uterus and such. And so that was what changed my career from being a travel agent and a legal assistant all those years before to becoming a doctor of naturopathy, so that I could help to educate people like you and help you to recover from the ailments that are keeping us and holding us back from a vibrant, wonderful life. We should be able to dance and enjoy every moment of our life, to live to be 100, 105, whatever we want to get to, and enjoy it and not be a burden or just a vessel that is deteriorating. We want to be able to enjoy life. And the best way to do that is eat the foods that were designed for us. Remember, the secret to that thought is there's not one single cow that ate another cow to get beefy and strong. So why are we eating the cow? To get to the protein that it got by eating the grass. So your vegetables, your kale, your spinach, your leafy greens are going to have more protein, usable protein, than animal. So let's say if you have these four fingers, okay? Beef, chicken, pork, poultry, eggs, all that, only 20% of it is usable protein. It's my job in the microscope to get the rest of this guck stuck out, rinsed out and flushed out of your system. Whereas if you were to eat the same 100 calories of, say, for example, spinach, it would be 49%. I can't split this finger in half, but it's basically half of the calories or the protein. There's 49%. It's half of it. And so, but it's 100% usable. Think of it that way, because it's 100% usable because of the chlorophyll, the fiber, the nutrients, and everything that's also in there, making that a very good food. Broccoli is 47%. Do you see what I'm saying? So I have other slides that I could show you for that, but I want to keep this video short. So if you have any questions, please, drop me a note. I do a free 30-minute consultation just to help you understand what I'm talking about a little bit deeper. And if I'm a good fit for you, then, we can schedule follow-up visits and things like that. So I also do the dry blood through the mail. If you live within driving distance of where our office is located in Central Texas, we can do the live blood as well. We also do a very detailed urine exam following the Ream's biological theory of ionization, which can help to identify another long list, especially nutrient deficiencies that you're experiencing, to help you feel much, much, much better. All right. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. And you guys have a happy holiday, whichever holidays you're celebrating. I want you to enjoy it to its fullest. Have a great day.